Tonight, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to fix anything or solve anything or become anyone different than who you already are. There is nowhere you need to get to before you're allowed to rest. You've arrived already, just by lying down, just by being here at the end of another long day. So let your shoulders drop a little. Let the weight of your head sink fully into the pillow. And if your mind is already talking, already racing through its lists and its worries and its half-finished conversations, you don't have to silence it before we begin. It's welcome here too, noise and all. We're not going to fight it tonight, because you know how this goes. You were tired an hour ago. On the couch in the middle of something ordinary, your eyes were heavy and your body was begging for bed. And then you got here. You turned off the light, you settled in, and somewhere between the pillow and the dark, someone flipped a switch. The tiredness stayed, but behind it, the mind woke up like a house at morning. The thing you said at work, the thing you need to do tomorrow. The bill, the email, the appointment, a conversation from years ago arriving from nowhere, a worry about something that hasn't happened and probably never will. One thought handing off to the next before you've even finished the first, faster and faster, while the clock does its slow arithmetic on how much sleep you have left if you fall asleep right now. And then it runs the numbers again, and then again. Perhaps this is most nights for you, perhaps it's just tonight. Either way, there's a particular loneliness in it, lying in a quiet room that isn't quiet at all on the inside, feeling like the only person in the world still awake, wondering why the one thing everyone else seems to do without trying, the simple act of switching off, is the thing your mind refuses to do. I want to say something clearly before we go any further. There is nothing wrong with you. A mind that gets loud at night is not a broken mind. It's not weakness, and it's not a failure of discipline, and it's not some flaw in how you're made. It's one of the most common human experiences there is, and it happens for reasons that make a strange kind of sense once you see them. Tonight, we're going to sit with the noise together, not to defeat it, not to force the mind into silence, because forcing, as you've probably discovered, only makes it louder. Just to understand why the mind does this, to soften around it and to let it settle on its own, the way loud things do when nobody is fighting them, until the noise thins out and the spaces between thoughts grow longer and you can finally rest. If this is the kind of quiet you come here for, you're always welcome to stay a while and to come back on the nights you need a softer place to land. But you don't need to do anything with that right now. Right now there's only this: the dark room, the sound of my voice, and a mind that's allowed, for once, to be exactly as loud as it is. So let's start with the strangest part of the whole thing, the timing. Why now? Why here? You had all day. The mind had 16 hours to think about the bill and the email and the thing you said in that meeting. It had the whole commute, the whole afternoon, and it waited. It waited until the exact moment you lay down and closed your eyes, and then it brought you everything at once, like a waiter arriving with every course of the meal just as the restaurant is closing. It can feel like sabotage, like your own mind is choosing the worst possible moment on purpose. But look a little closer at what's actually happening, because the truth is gentler than sabotage, and understanding it is the first loosening. Your mind didn't wait until night to make noise. The noise was there all day. You just couldn't hear it. All day long, the world was loud enough to cover it. There were screens and voices and tasks and traffic, one demand after another, each one taking up the space where the thinking would have gone. The day is a kind of ongoing interruption, and the mind's quieter business, its worries, its sorting, its unfinished threads, kept getting bumped to the back of the line, not resolved, just postponed. All day, every time a thought tried to surface, something louder came along, and the thought stepped back and said, softly, later. And now it's later. The room is dark, the phone is down, the day has finally stopped talking, and everything that stepped back all day steps forward now, because this is the first appointment you've had free since morning. The mind isn't ambushing you, it's keeping the only appointment you left it. All that noise isn't the night creating something new, it's the day finally being heard. There's something almost tender in that, if you can let yourself see it. The mind you're lying here fighting is not a saboteur. It's a backlog. It's a day's worth of postponed thinking arriving all at once in the only quiet it could find. Of course, it's loud. Anything held back that long comes out in a rush when the door finally opens. And here's the first soft thing you can do with that understanding. You can stop taking the noise personally. This isn't your mind turning against you. It isn't evidence that something in you is wired wrong. It's just the shape of a modern day pressed up against the first silence it's met. The noise would be there for anyone living the day you lived. You're not failing at night. You're just finally hearing yourself, and there's more backed up in there than you knew. So for now, don't fight the rush. Let the thoughts come through the open door. You don't have to greet each one or solve it or send it away. Just let the backlog pour through while you lie here warm and still, doing nothing at all about any of it. A rush like this always slows. A door that's been opened doesn't stay crowded forever. And while the mind empties itself of its day, you can simply breathe and listen to my voice underneath the noise and begin, very slowly, to come down from all those hours of being needed. There's nothing you have to do with what you hear. Not tonight. The thoughts are just the day leaving. Let it leave. Now let's look at the thing you've probably been doing about the noise, because it's the thing all of us do, and it's the very thing that keeps the noise alive. You've been trying to stop it. You've been lying here issuing quiet commands into your own skull. Stop thinking. Let it go. Not now. Sleep. And the harder you push, the louder it gets, until you're not just awake, you're awake and frustrated, arguing with your own mind like a person shushing a room that only grows rowdier the more they shush. Here's why that happens, and it's not a personal failing. It's built into how minds work, and someone actually measured it. Some decades ago, a psychologist named Daniel Wegner ran a famous little experiment. He asked people to do one simple thing for a few minutes Don't think about a white bear. That's all. Whatever you do, don't let a white bear cross your mind. And of course, you already know what happened, because it's happening to you right now as I say it. The people couldn't do it. The bear was everywhere. The very instruction to keep it out was the thing that kept bringing it in, because to make sure you're not thinking about a white bear. Some part of the mind has to keep checking, and to check, it has to remember what it's checking for. And there's the bear again, over and over, summoned by the very effort of banishing it. That's what suppression does. The mind cannot push a thought away without holding on to it. The pushing is a kind of touching. Every time you say, "not now," to a worry, you've picked the worry up to say it. Every time you order yourself to stop thinking, you've had to think about your thinking to give the order. The war against the noise is itself noise, and it's often the loudest noise in the room. And sleep has its own crueler version of this trap. Sleep is one of those rare things, like relaxing, like being natural in a photograph, that runs backward from effort. Almost everything else in your life rewards trying harder, push more, get more. So of course you bring that same muscle to the pillow. You try to sleep, you concentrate on it, you check your progress. Am I drifting yet? Was that the beginning of a dream? And every check is a small waking, because checking is something only an awake mind can do. Trying to sleep is like trying to see your own eyes move in a mirror. The looking is the thing that stops it. There was a doctor named Viktor Frankl who noticed this years ago and used to give sleepless patients the strangest advice: stop trying to sleep and try instead to stay awake. Lie there with your eyes closed and gently intend to remain conscious. And people who had fought their pillows for years would be asleep in minutes, because for the first time in years, nothing was being demanded of sleep, and sleep, unwatched and unchased, simply wandered in on its own. I'm not going to ask you to play tricks on yourself tonight, but I want you to feel the truth underneath that trick, because it changes what the rest of this night is for. Sleep is not a task. It is not something you do. It's something that happens to you when the conditions are soft enough, the way warmth happens when you sit near a fire. You cannot make it come. You can only stop chasing it away. And the chasing, the trying, the checking, the fighting with the noise, that's the only part of any of this that was ever in your hands. So here is what we're going to set down first tonight, not the thoughts. The thoughts can stay. We're setting down the job of making them stop, the job of falling asleep on schedule, the job of doing this night correctly. You are hereby off duty. If the mind wants to talk, it may talk. If sleep wants to come, it may come. If it takes its time, that's allowed too. You are not the manager of this process anymore. You're just the one lying here, warm, in the dark, while mind and body sort out their own quiet business, the way they have every single night of your life so far, with or without your supervision. Feel what happens in the body when the job is set down. There's a particular kind of effort you've been making without noticing. A low hum of clenching somewhere behind the forehead, behind the chest, the muscular signature of trying. Let it unclench. You don't have to hold the night up. The night holds itself. You don't have to escort each thought to the door. The door works fine on its own. Thoughts leave when they're done being thought, and they're done sooner when nobody wrestles them at the threshold. And when you catch yourself 10 minutes from now back at the old war, shushing and checking and ordering the mind around, don't turn that into a new failure. Just notice it, almost with a smile, the way you'd notice an old habit tapping you on the shoulder. There's the trying again. Of course, it's been your reflex for years. It won't retire in an evening. Simply set the job down again, as many times as it climbs back into your hands. Each setting down is a little softer than the last. Each one teaches the body, a little more deeply, that nothing is required of it tonight. The white bear only chases the one who runs. Stand still, and it's just weather passing through a field. Let the thoughts think themselves for a while. None of them needs you. Not one of them tonight needs you. Let me give you an image to hold, one of the oldest and kindest images anyone ever thought of for a mind like yours tonight. It comes up in the old Taoist and Zen traditions in different forms, and it's simple enough that once you have it, you never quite lose it. Picture a jar of water from a river scooped up with all its silt and sand. Hold the jar up to the light, and the water is cloudy, swirling, opaque. You can't see through it at all. Now, how do you make that water clear? You can't reach in and grab the mud. Your fingers would only stir it more. You can't shake the jar into clearness. Shaking is what made it cloudy in the first place. You can't command the silt to settle. It doesn't speak your language. There is exactly one way to clear that water, and it isn't a doing at all. You set the jar down, you leave it alone, and the mud all by itself, with no help from anyone, begins to sink, slowly, on its own schedule. Grain by grain, it lets go of the water and drifts down, and the clearness you wanted appears from the top, gradually, like a sky clearing from above, until the whole jar is transparent and the mud lies quiet at the bottom, and nobody did it. It happened because everybody finally stopped doing. There's an old line in the Tao Te Ching that asks whether you have the patience to wait until your mud settles and the water is clear on its own. That question was written more than 2,000 years ago, which means people were lying awake with swirling minds more than 2,000 years ago, long before screens, long before inboxes, long before whatever is filling your jar tonight. The cloudy water is not a modern disease. It's just what a stirred mind looks like in any century. And the cure has never changed because it can't be improved on. The water clears by being left alone, never by being handled. Your mind tonight is that jar stirred by a whole day's worth of motion. Every task stirred it. Every conversation stirred it. Every screen, every decision, every small hurry stirred it. Of course it's cloudy now. It would be strange if it weren't. And everything you've been doing about the cloudiness, the fighting, the shushing, the trying, the checking, whether it's clear yet, all of that is just more stirring. a hand back in the jar. Even peering anxiously at the water to see how it's settling is a kind of agitation, the way opening the oven door lets the heat out. But here's the good news, hidden in the image, and I want you to really take it in. The settling is not your job. It never was. You could not do it if you tried, and you don't need to try because it does itself. Right now, in this very minute, simply because you are lying still, the silt in you has already begun to sink. It began the moment you lay down. Every minute you spend here, warm and unmoving, listening to a slow voice, not adding anything new to the water. The mud drops a little further. You can't feel each grain settle. You never see the moment water clears, but leave any jar alone long enough and clearness is not a possibility, it's a certainty. It's simply what stirred water does when the stirring stops. So your only task tonight, if we can even call it that, is the gentlest task ever assigned. Don't pick up the jar, that's all. When you notice yourself reaching in again, rehearsing tomorrow again, checking the clock again, measuring how murky things still feel, that's a hand drifting toward the glass. You don't have to slap it away. Just notice, softly. There's my hand near the jar again, and set it back in your lap. And let the water be cloudy for exactly as long as it needs to be. Cloudy water isn't a problem. It's a stage. It's what clear water looks like before it's ready. And notice what this means about all those thoughts still drifting through you now. They're the silt. They're not enemies to be removed. They're just particles of the day, suspended, sinking. You can watch them swirl without diving in after any of them. That one about tomorrow's meeting, sinking. That one about the thing you said, sinking. That flicker of worry with no name at all, just a mote of the day catching the last light, sinking. Everything in you is on its way down to rest. The thoughts are settling. The body is settling. The breath, if you listen to it, has already settled, some longer and lower than it was when you first lay down, though you never asked it to change. Do you have the patience to wait until your mud settles? You don't even need patience, really. You just need to keep lying here, which you were doing anyway. Time does the rest. Stillness does the rest. The night is long, and the jar is down, and nobody is stirring anymore. Let it settle. Let yourself be the water, not the hand. Somewhere near the bottom of you, it's already growing quiet and clear, and the quiet is rising, minute by minute, toward the surface where you're resting now. Now let's talk about tomorrow, because tomorrow is probably in bed with you right now. For most racing minds, the loudest thread isn't the past at all. It's the list. The things that have to happen tomorrow and the day after, arranged and rearranged, rehearsed and re-rehearsed. The email you have to send and how you'll word it. The conversation you need to have and how they might take it. The errands, the deadlines, the logistics, the what-ifs branching off each item like roots off a stem. Your mind is up there at the whiteboard, in the dark, planning, drafting, solving, as if the night were extra office hours it found for free. So, let's be very honest with each other about what's actually possible right now, at this hour, in this bed. Nothing is possible. Not one item on that list can be done from here. You cannot send the email from your pillow. You cannot have the conversation with a person who's asleep across town. You cannot run the errand, sign the form, fix the thing. The office is closed. The world the list belongs to is shut until morning. All of it. Every door. Your mind is standing in front of a locked building, holding its paperwork, insisting it's here to work. And here's the part worth really seeing. The rehearsing feels like work. That's the trap of it. It feels responsible. It feels like preparation. It feels like if you just run through tomorrow's conversation one more time, you'll be readier. But you know from 100 other nights that the 10th rehearsal makes you no readier than the second. The plan doesn't improve after midnight. It just loops. Because the mind at night isn't actually planning anymore, it's pacing. It's burning worry as fuel and calling the motion progress. Real preparation happened already in the daylight when you thought it through the first time. Everything since has been the mind reassuring itself by repetition, the way a nervous person checks a locked door again and again, not because the door might be open, but because checking is the only thing their hands know to do with the fear. And there's something else about night thinking you should know, because it explains why the list feels so heavy right now. The night has its own mathematics, and the numbers are wrong. Problems weigh more after dark. The same task that will take you 20 ordinary minutes tomorrow afternoon sits on your chest at 2 a.m. like a boulder. The mildly awkward conversation becomes a catastrophe. The small shortfall becomes ruin. This isn't insight. This is chemistry and shadow. A tired brain running low on daylight and fuel loses its sense of proportion the way the low evening sun makes shadows stretch 3 times longer than the things that cast them. You've seen this proven over and over. The dread you felt at 3 a.m. about some looming thing, and then the thing itself arriving in daylight, ordinary-sized, almost disappointing in its smallness. Whatever your mind is weighing right now, it's using the night scale, and the night scale always reads heavy. You are not seeing your life clearly right now. You're seeing its shadow, stretched by a low sun. That's not a reason for despair. It's a reason for wonderful, warm suspicion of everything the night is telling you. So here's what you can do with the list, and it's the only thing that ever works. You give it to tomorrow, not to nothing, not to chaos, to tomorrow. There is a version of you who wakes up in the morning, rested, fed, with proportion restored, and the world's doors open. That person is real, and they are far better at your life than tonight's version of you could ever be. They handle things. They've handled every single day so far, which is the entire reason you're here to worry about the next one. The list belongs to them. Handing it over isn't neglect, it's just accurate delivery. You're passing the work to the only person who can actually do it. There's an old saying that each day has enough trouble of its own, and it cuts both ways. Today isn't required to carry tomorrow's load. If it helps, Some people keep a pad of paper by the bed, and when the mind insists something must not be forgotten, they write the 2 or 3 words down and are done with it, because the mind grips hardest what it fears losing and loosens the moment the thing is safe on paper. But even without the pad, you can do the same thing inwardly. When the list starts again, meet it like a kind receptionist at the end of the day. I've got it. It's noted. It's on tomorrow's desk. You don't argue with the list, you don't solve it, you just receive it and set it in the tray. As many times as it comes back, receive it again. It's noted. Morning will take care of you, because it will. That's not a hope, it's your entire history. Every tomorrow you've ever worried about arrived with a morning attached, and the morning version of you met it. Not always perfectly, but always. Tonight doesn't need to contribute anything to that. Tonight has exactly 1 item on its list, and it's not really an item at all. Lie here, grow warm, let the mind talk itself quiet, and drift whenever drifting comes. Everything else is filed. Everything else is tomorrow's, and tomorrow, right now, does not exist. There is only this dark, this warmth, this breath going in and out on its own. The building is locked, the paperwork is in the tray, and you, at last, are off the clock. And then there's the other direction the night mind runs, backward. If it isn't rehearsing tomorrow, it's replaying today. The mind at night becomes a little auditor, going back through the day's ledger line by line, looking for errors. The thing you said that came out wrong, the joke that landed strangely, the moment you were short with someone you love, the email you sent too fast, the chance you didn't take, the hour you wasted. It plays each scene back, sometimes freezing on a single frame, your own face, your own words, and it leans in close and asks, "Why did you do that?" Notice, first, what the auditor never does. It never plays the other reel. Somewhere in the same day you're now prosecuting, you did 100 things quietly right. You showed up, you did the work, you were patient when you didn't feel patient, you made someone's day slightly easier without either of you noticing. None of that makes the evening broadcast, does it? The night audit reviews only the errors and then presents that highlight reel of stumbles as though it were the whole day, as though it were the whole you. That's not honesty. That's an editor with a bias. A mind trained, like all minds, to grip the negative harder than the good, because 1,000 generations ago, the creature who obsessed over its one mistake outlived the creature who savored its many successes. Your auditor is ancient survival software, running a threat review on a day that contained no tigers. It means well. Its numbers are still wrong. So how do you close the audit? Not by arguing every line item, you'd be there all night and the auditor loves the debate. You close it the way a kind supervisor closes a review of someone who is, on the whole, doing their honest best. You zoom out. You put the day back in proportion. Yes, there was the awkward sentence, the impatient moment, the flat hour, and around them a whole ordinary day of an ordinary person trying, mostly succeeding, occasionally missing, exactly like every other human being who lived this same date. The verdict isn't guilty. The verdict is human again, as expected. Review complete. And here's a softer truth underneath that. Most of what the auditor calls mistakes weren't even mistakes. They were just moments when you were tired, or hungry, or stretched thin, or didn't have information you have now. Hindsight walks in after the fact holding the answer sheet and marks your live performance against it, which is the one test no one can pass. You answered this morning's moments with this morning's resources. That's all anyone has ever done. The person your auditor keeps comparing you to, the one who says the perfect thing, never hurries, never wastes an hour, doesn't exist. They've never existed. They're a drawing. You cannot lose a race against a drawing. The day is over now. That's the fact the auditor keeps missing. It's not in session anymore. There's nothing left to steer or fix or take back. The day has left the building entirely, and every scene the mind is replaying is a rerun in an empty theater. You're allowed to let the day be what it already unchangeably was, a mixed, honest, finished thing. Some grace in it, some clumsiness, some love, some fatigue. Like a day, like every day. It doesn't need your review to be complete. It was complete the moment the sun went down. So when the replay starts tonight, and it will, try meeting it with the gentlest of closings. That happened. It's done. It was one moment in a long day of a long life, and it's already smaller than it looks. You might even thank the auditor, that earnest old survival program, for its diligence, and let it know the review is finished. The books are closed for today. Whatever was imperfect in the ledger can be carried forward, as it always is, into tomorrow's ordinary chances to say the better sentence, to be a shade more patient, to take the hour back. That's how days work. Nothing is ever finally lost in one. It's all still in play in the next. And you, the person under all this auditing, you did enough today. Hear that plainly, because no one else is awake to say it to you. You did enough. Not everything. Nobody does everything. Enough. The day took what you had and you gave what you could, and now the day is gone and you're still here, warm, breathing, tired. In the honest way a person is tired after really living a day. That tiredness isn't a debt or a verdict. It's the body's simple receipt. Paid in full, nothing owing. You can put the ledger down now and let the theatre go dark and rest. I want to show you something about thoughts themselves now, because there's a discovery hiding inside a loud night, and once you make it, no noisy mind is ever quite as convincing again. Here it is. You are not the one thinking the thoughts. That sounds strange, so let's look at it slowly. Lie still for a moment and just wait for your next thought. Don't make one, just wait for it, the way you'd wait to hear a sound outside. Notice that you don't decide what it will be. You can't. You don't choose the next thought off a menu, weigh your options, select the worry about the meeting over the memory of that song. The thought simply arrives. It appears in you already formed, like a knock at the door, like weather, like a train pulling into a station you happen to be standing in. If you were truly the author of your thoughts, tonight would be simple. You'd write quiet ones, or none at all. The whole reason you're lying here frustrated is that the thoughts are not obeying you, and they're not obeying you because they were never yours to command. They come out of the dark machinery on their own, thousands a day, invited and uninvited alike. And if you don't author them, then something else must be true, something wonderful. You must be the one they're appearing to, not the thinker, the listener, not the storm, the one who notices it's raining. There's a part of you, the part paying attention to my voice right now, the part that watched that last thought go by, that has been perfectly quiet this entire night. It hasn't raced once. It can't race. It's the still platform all these trains keep rolling through, and no amount of traffic has ever moved it an inch. So here's the shift, and it's small, but it changes the whole night. Until now, you've been boarding every train. A thought about tomorrow pulls in and you climb on and ride it 3 stations into the future before you notice you've left. A thought about that old embarrassment pulls in and you're aboard again, riding backward this time. All night, boarding, riding, realizing, walking back to the platform, boarding again. Exhausting. But notice what was never required: the boarding. Trains pull in whether or not anyone gets on. They also pull out. Every single one of them pulls out. A thought, left unboarded, lasts a few seconds. It arrives, it announces itself, it waits at the platform for you, and if you simply remain standing there, it releases its brakes and rolls on to wherever unattended thoughts go. What makes a thought stay is you're riding it. What makes a night loud isn't the number of trains, it's the number of tickets you buy. You can practice this right now, tonight, with no effort at all. Just stand on the platform. When the next thought pulls in, and one will before I finish this sentence, see if you can simply watch it arrive. You might even name it softly as it stops. Planning, or worrying, or that again. Not with contempt, just recognition, a station master nodding at a familiar engine. And then, and this is the whole practice, don't board. Don't fight it either. Fighting is just boarding through the other door. Simply stay where you are on the still platform, with your breath and the dark and the warmth of the bed, and let the train sit there hissing as long as it likes. It will leave. They always leave. Watch it go and notice the little silence after it, the empty track, the moment of pure quiet platform before the next one pulls in. Those silences are already there between your thoughts, tiny at first, and every train you don't board makes the next silence a little longer. You will board some anyway. You'll find yourself 3 stations into some worry mid-ride, no memory of stepping on. That's fine. That's the practice too. The moment you notice you're riding is a beautiful moment. It's the waking up moment, and you don't need to scold yourself for the ride. Just step off. Any thought can be stepped off at any station. You just quietly return your attention to the platform, to the breath, to the pillow, to my voice, and there you are again, home, still, unmoved. and rest in this deeper than any technique. The you that watches has been at peace the whole time. All the racing tonight has happened in front of you, not in you, the way traffic happens in front of a house and not in its rooms. However loud the trains get, the platform never races. However cloudy the water, the jar never swirls. Something in you is already as quiet as the quiet you've been chasing, has been all along, and you don't have to build it or earn it or calm it down. You just have to stop riding long enough to notice you're standing on it. Stand there now. Let the trains come and go all night if they want. You're not going anywhere with them. You're staying here on the warm, still platform of this bed, this breath, this dark, where sleep knows exactly where to find you. There's a reason the mind gets to run the whole show at night, and it's simple. In the dark, with your eyes closed, thought is the only channel still broadcasting. All day your attention had a dozen places to live, sights and streets and faces and tasks. Now the lights are off, the world has withdrawn, and attention, that restless tenant, moves into the only room still lit, the thinking room. No wonder the thinking feels enormous. It has no competition. But that's not quite true, is it? There is one other place attention can live tonight, and it's been waiting for you patiently this whole time. Your body. This warm, heavy, breathing animal you're lying inside of. The body is the one part of you that is always entirely in the present. It can't rehearse tomorrow. It has no idea tomorrow exists. It can't replay this morning. It keeps no recordings. The body only knows now. This warmth, this weight, this breath, this bed. Which means that any moment you spend truly inside your body is a moment spent entirely outside the noise, not fighting the noise, just elsewhere, in the quiet room down the hall. So let's move in there for a while, slowly, with no ceremony. Start with weight. Without moving anything, just feel how heavy you are. Feel the places where the bed is holding you up, the back of your head cradled, your shoulders pressed soft into the mattress, the long weight of your back, your hips, your legs, your heels. You are being carried right now, completely. Every gram of you is accounted for. Nothing about your body is being asked to hold itself up for the first time all day. And if you look for it, you can find the faint pleasure in that, the pleasure of a weight fully set down. Let yourself be even heavier. Let the mattress do all of it. You've been carrying this body around since morning. Let something else have a turn. Now warmth. Somewhere under those covers a slow warmth has been gathering since you lay down, the simple animal heat of you held close by the blankets. Find its edges. Notice where you're warmest, the center of the chest maybe, the belly, the places where limb rests against limb. Notice the small coolness of the air on your face, and how good the difference is. The cool face and the warm body, the oldest comfort there is, older than language, a nested creature safe against the night. And now the breath. But listen, not the way instructions usually mean it. Don't breathe deliberately. Don't improve your breathing. Just find it, already happening, and watch it the way you'd watch someone else sleeping. It rises on its own. It falls on its own. It pauses. That tiny, still moment at the bottom of the exhale, and then it gathers and rises again. And you did none of it. It's been doing this all day, all your life, 20,000 times a day, without a single instruction from you. Feel it move in the body, the belly lifting the covers slightly, the ribs widening a little, the faint coolness at the nostrils on the way in, the faint warmth on the way out. And notice that the breath is slower now than it was an hour ago. Longer, lower. Nobody did that. The animal is settling by itself the way animals do when the den is safe and the day is over. Then the sounds. Last of all, let your attention rest on the quiet sounds of wherever you are without needing to name them. The hum of the house, the soft nothing of a still room which is itself a kind of sound, maybe weather outside or a car far away, somebody else's life passing at a distance. Sounds at night are like the breath. They happen on their own, they ask nothing, and they're always exactly now. You can rest your attention on them the way you'd rest your hand on the fur of a sleeping dog. Just contact, just presence, nothing to do about any of it. This is the practice, if it even deserves so serious a word. When the thinking room gets loud tonight, you don't have to stay in there arguing. Just walk down the hall. Come back to weight or warmth or breath or sound, whichever door is nearest. The mind will call you back, of course. You'll be gone 30 seconds and find yourself mid-thought again, back in the loud room. That's fine. That's not failure. That's just where the tenant used to live. Old habits walk home on their own. The moment you notice, simply walk down the hall again. Weight, warmth, breath, sound. Every trip you make wears the path a little smoother, and each stay in the body's quiet room lasts a little longer than the last. And somewhere in one of those stays, sleep does its trick. Because sleep never comes through the thinking room. It can't. The light in there keeps it away. Sleep comes through the body. Always has. It steals in through heavy limbs and slow breath and warmth, while attention is resting on something soft and simple. And now, you never catch it arriving. You'll simply be lying here, feeling the covers rise and fall, listening to the hum of the quiet, and then it will be morning, and the whole loud night will have folded up behind you like a road behind a traveler. The body knows the way from here. It has never once forgotten it. Hand yourself over and let it carry you the rest of the distance. Somewhere in you, a question has probably been forming tonight, underneath the lists and the replays. If the noise doesn't help, if the rehearsing solves nothing and the auditing fixes nothing, then why does the mind keep doing it? Why won't it just stop when stopping would so obviously serve you better? It's a fair question, and the answer softens everything, because the answer is that your mind is not misbehaving, it's overworking. There's a difference, and it's the difference between an enemy and an exhausted friend. Think of your mind tonight as a devoted assistant who doesn't know how to clock off. All day, this assistant ran your life beside you, tracking, reminding, anticipating, catching the dropped threads. Good work, necessary work. But now the office is dark, you're trying to rest, and the assistant is still at the desk with a lamp on, going through papers. Sir, the email. Mom, the meeting. Have we considered what happens if? Should we review today's conversation once more? There was that one sentence. The assistant isn't tormenting you. The assistant is terrified of dropping something. Somewhere along the way, it picked up the belief that the whole operation stays standing only because it never stops checking, that the one night it rests will be the night everything falls through the cracks. So it doesn't rest. It guards the inbox at midnight, faithful and frantic, mistaking vigilance for love. And the way you've been treating it, be honest, is the way no good assistant deserves. You've been snapping at it. Shut up. Stop it. What's wrong with you? Which, to a worker who believes it's holding your life together, only proves the pressure is real and it grips the papers tighter. Nobody has ever calmed a frightened helper by shouting. There's only one thing that works, and it's the thing you do instinctively for anyone else. You thank them and you send them home. You walk over to the desk, put a hand on their shoulder, and say something like, I see you. I see how hard you've worked today. Everything important is written down. Nothing will be lost tonight. The doors are locked. The day is filed. And there is truly nothing here that needs you before morning. You've done enough. Go home. Rest. Try saying some version of that inwardly in your own words, and mean it a little. It can feel silly for a moment, talking kindly to your own mind. Do it anyway, because something in you responds to tone. You know this from the outside world. The same sentence lands utterly differently in warmth than in anger, and your inner life is no different. A mind met with irritation stays braced. A mind met with thanks genuinely for its endless clumsy diligence begins slowly to believe it's allowed to stop. You may have to say it more than once tonight. The assistant has years of overtime in its habits. It will drift back to the desk, pick the papers up again, and you'll simply walk over again. Gently, no exasperation. It's done. Remember, it's all filed. Go home. Each time, it believes you a little more. Each time, the lamp dims a little. And notice what this reframe does to the whole night. The noise stops being an attack and becomes something almost touching. The sound of a mind that cares about your life so much it can't put your life down. Every worry on tonight's loop, look at it closely, is guarding something you love. The worry about work guards your security. The replayed conversation guards your closeness with people. The rehearsal of tomorrow guards your hopes. Underneath the racket, your mind is walking the halls of everything that matters to you, checking each door with its lamp, misguided at this hour, but devoted. You are lying inside the evidence of how much you care about your own life, and it's noisy in here tonight because there's so much worth guarding. So let the reframe hold as you lie here. Not, my mind is against me, but my mind loves this life clumsily, and it's tired, and it needs me to be the calm one now. You be the employer with the kind voice. You be the one who knows the difference between what feels urgent and what is urgent, which at this hour is nothing. Everything is written down. Everything is locked. Everything keeps until morning. The lamp can go off now, the desk can sit exactly as it is, papers and all. Desks hold papers perfectly well in the dark, and the faithful, overworked, well-meaning mind of yours can finally push its chair back and cross the quiet office and come to bed. Both of you have done enough today. Both of you are off duty. And the night shift, the settling, the softening, the slow drift down was never either of your jobs. That work does itself the moment the last lamp goes out. Let me tell you an old story now. It's a farmer's story told in 100 versions across 100 years, and it belongs to nights like this one more than people realize. Let it wash over you slowly. There's nothing to figure out in it. There was once an old farmer whose horse ran away. That horse was most of what he owned, and by evening, the whole village had come to stand at his fence. Such terrible luck, they said, shaking their heads. Such misfortune. The farmer looked out at the empty field and said only, "Maybe." The next morning the horse came back, and it didn't come back alone. It came down out of the hills, leading 3 wild horses, and now the farmer's little farm had 4. The village returned, delighted this time. "What wonderful luck," they said. "What a blessing." The farmer watched the horses drink at his trough and said, "Maybe." The day after, the farmer's son tried to ride one of the wild horses. It threw him and he broke his leg badly. Back came the village, mournful again. "Such awful luck," they said. "Your only son and harvest coming." And the farmer sitting beside the boy's bed said, "Maybe." A week later, soldiers came through the village, conscripting every able-bodied young man for a war in the north. Many of those young men never came home. The farmer's son, with his broken leg, was left where he lay, and lived and healed and grew old by that same fence. And you already know what the farmer said when the village came to marvel at his luck. Maybe. Now, here's why I'm telling you this at whatever dark hour this is. Your mind, tonight, is the village. That's its whole style. It rushes to each event in your life, each email and conversation and possibility on tonight's loop, and it pronounces the verdict immediately, with total confidence. This is terrible. This is a disaster. This will go wrong. It stood at today's fence all evening declaring misfortunes, and it's already standing at tomorrow's fence declaring them in advance. The village means well. The village is just always sure, and the village is usually wrong, because the story is never over when the village votes. You have the farmer's evidence in your own life. Walk back through it gently, and you'll find them. The catastrophe that turned out to be a door. The job you lost that led 3 turns later to something you'd never have found. The plan that fell apart and spared you from what the plan would have become. The rejection that stung for a season and rerouted your whole road. Not always, not neatly, life isn't a fable, but often enough, often enough that every verdict your mind is passing tonight deserves the farmer's answer. The meeting will go badly, maybe. This problem will sink you, maybe. You'll regret it, you've ruined it. It's too late, maybe, maybe, maybe. Which is to say, unknown. Which is to say, still unfolding. Which is to say, not tonight's business to judge. There's so much rest hiding inside that one word. Feel what it does. Every certainty your mind manufactures at night is a weight, because certainties must be braced for. But maybe is weightless. Maybe leaves the future where the future actually is, open, unwritten, out of tonight's hands. The farmer slept all those nights, not because he knew things would turn out well. He didn't know. That's the point. He slept because he'd stopped pretending to know, and once you stop pretending to know, there's nothing left to defend against. The night is full of half-written stories, and half-written stories don't need guarding. They just need time, and time works while you sleep. So tonight, let the farmer answer the village for you. Each verdict that arrives, each this will be terrible, each I've made a mess of it, meet it at the fence, unhurried, almost amused at how sure it sounds. Maybe. You don't have to argue the thought down or replace it with forced positivity. That's just the village shouting back at the village. Maybe asks nothing. It only opens a window in a room the mind had declared sealed and lets the future breathe again. And with the window open, notice how much lighter the night gets. Nothing has to be decided in the dark, because nothing can be. Tomorrow will bring what it brings, and some of what it brings will surprise you, and some of what looks like bad luck at the fence will turn out, 3 turns later, to have been carrying something you needed. It has happened before. It will happen again. The story of you is long and longer than any night's verdict, and it is nowhere near its ending. Let it stay unfinished tonight. Unfinished is safe. Unfinished is how all living stories sleep. Here's a pressure we haven't named yet, and for many people it's the heaviest one in the bed, the fear about the sleep itself. Somewhere in the noise tonight, there's a thread doing arithmetic. If I fall asleep now, I'll get 6 hours. Now it's 5.5. I'll be wrecked tomorrow. I can't function like this. I have to sleep. I have to sleep now. And that thread, you may have noticed, is the cruelest of them all, because it turns the bed into a test. You're actively failing, minute by minute, in real time. So let's take the pressure apart, piece by piece, because almost none of it is true. First, you know less about tomorrow than the arithmetic claims. You have had short nights before, plenty of them, and tomorrow came anyway, and you met it. Not your finest day, maybe softer at the edges, more coffee than usual, but you did the day. The body is far more forgiving of one thin night than the 2 a.m. accountant insists, and bodies have a way of balancing their own books. A lighter night tonight simply makes sleep come faster and deeper tomorrow. The system self-corrects. It has been self-correcting since before you were old enough to worry about it. Second, and this is the one almost nobody tells you. Lying here resting is not nothing. The stillness you're in right now, eyes closed, body heavy, breath slow, this is already doing much of sleep's work. The muscles are releasing, the heart has slowed, the body is repairing and softening and cooling exactly as it does in the shallow stages of sleep. Rest is not sleep's failed cousin. Rest is on the same road most of the way there, and it counts. So the night is not being wasted, whatever the accountant says. Every quiet minute in this bed is deposited somewhere, even the awake ones. You cannot fail at lying down. You're doing it right now flawlessly. And third, the deepest peace. Sleep doesn't respond to demands, only to invitations. We said it earlier, and it's worth saying again here, where the pressure lives. The sentence "I have to sleep" is, to your body, a stress signal, and stress is the one state sleep will not enter. Every ounce of pressure you put on sleep pushes it one step further down the hall, which means the kindest, most effective thing you can possibly do right now is the thing that feels most backward. Take sleep off the table entirely. Just for tonight, fire the requirement. Tell yourself, and mean it, I don't have to sleep tonight. My only job is to rest, and I'm already doing it. If sleep comes, lovely. If it doesn't, I will lie here warm and still and let my body have its quiet. And that will be enough, because it is enough. Feel what happens when that lands even 10% of it. The bed stops being an exam hall. The clock stops being a scoreboard, and you can let it face away from you now. There's nothing on it you need. The night stops being something you're losing and becomes what it actually is. 8 dark hours in which nothing whatsoever is required of you, not even unconsciousness. You could lie here till dawn just breathing and being warm, and you would rise tomorrow tired but intact. And tomorrow night the sleep would come for you like a tide, because it always does once it's owed. But here's the old joke the body plays, the one that has ended 1,000 sleepless nights. The moment sleep is truly excused from duty, the moment you genuinely stop chasing it and settle in to simply rest, that's the moment it tends to slip into the room. Not because you tricked it. Tricks don't work. It can smell a trick. Because you finally stopped making noise at the door. Sleep is shy. It waits for the wanting to die down. Every night you've ever fallen asleep, it happened in the moment you weren't watching. In the gap after you'd given up keeping score, mid-thought, mid-breath, never once while you were checking for it. So let tonight be easy in the only way a night can be, by needing nothing from it. You, the bed, the dark, the breath. Rest is the whole assignment, and rest is already happening, and everything beyond rest is a gift that arrives on its own timing. Always has, always will. There's no hurry. There's genuinely no hurry. The night is longer than it feels and softer than it feels, and it's carrying you already, whether or not your eyes are closed all the way down. I want to remind you of something you already know but have probably stopped believing somewhere in all these loud nights. You are not a naturally noisy person trying to become quiet. You are a naturally quiet person whose mind gets loud sometimes. Those are different creatures entirely, and the difference matters more than almost anything else I'll say tonight, because you have met your own quiet many times. Think of the moments it came, uninvited, unearned, standing in a hot shower, water on the back of your neck, and for a minute there was nobody talking in your head at all, just water and warmth and steam. Walking somewhere ordinary, late afternoon, and the light hit the street a certain way and everything went still in you for half a block. Looking too long at rain on a window, sitting in a car after the engine's off, not getting out yet, just sitting, empty, in the best way. The last few seconds before sleep on the easy nights when thought thinned out into scraps and colors and you watched it dissolve without any interest in saving it. That quiet. You know that quiet. It has your fingerprints all over it because it's yours. It's native to you, and no one taught it to you and no one can take it away. Now notice something about every one of those moments. You did not manufacture the quiet in any of them. You didn't earn it with technique or force it with discipline. It was simply what was left when, for a moment, nothing was being gripped. That's the secret. The loud nights hide from you. Quiet is not a skill. Quiet is not an achievement, some summit that calmer people have climbed and you haven't. Quiet is the resting state. It's what the water does when nobody's stirring, what the field sounds like when the trains stop coming, what you are underneath all the time, the way the sky is always blue above the weather, even in the middle of the greyest afternoon. The noise is real, but the noise is the visitor. It arrives, it stays a while, it leaves. The quiet is the house. You can test this against tonight itself. Even tonight, even in this loud skull, there have been gaps. A moment between two of my sentences where nothing happened in you at all. A breath somewhere in the last few minutes that you took in pure silence without noticing. The pauses have been there all along, little windows of the house showing through, and the only reason the night feels wall-to-wall loud is that the mind keeps a record of its noise and no record of its silences. Nobody remembers the gaps, but they were there, and they're getting longer as you lie here, and every one of them is proof of the thing I'm telling you. The quiet doesn't need to be built. It's already installed. It's what you keep returning to between every thought, thousands of times a day, like a hand that always comes back to rest. So let this change the shape of what you're waiting for tonight. You're not waiting to become something you're not, some serene person you've never been. You're waiting for a visitor to finish talking, that's all, and visitors always finish. You're not broken and being repaired, you're weathered over and clearing. The still person you're hoping to become by the end of this video is the person already lying in this bed, already breathing slowly, already home underneath the last of the noise, and maybe drop while we're here the old story you've carried about being a bad sleeper, an overthinker, someone whose mind is just like this, Be careful with those words because the mind is an obedient thing in one particular way. It becomes what you keep calling it. A person who says my mind never shuts up is training the very habit they're describing, laying the label over the machinery like a stencil, night after night. You've had loud nights, yes. You've also had a lifetime of quiet ones, thousands of them. Every night you fell asleep without ceremony and never thought to count. The loud nights got your attention. The quiet ones got forgotten and the label got written by the loud ones alone. It's not a fair census. You are not an overthinker who occasionally rests. You are a rester, an old, practiced, lifelong rester who occasionally overthinks. Tonight is one night. It doesn't get to name you. So rest inside your own nature for a while, even before the noise fully fades. The quiet isn't on the far side of the last thought. It's underneath all of them, holding them up, the way the still depth of a lake holds up its own chop and glitter. Sink toward that. You don't have to reach it. You only have to remember it's there and lean back and let yourself be a quiet person having a loud hour, drifting already toward the floor of the lake where you have always lived. Let's talk about the dark itself for a moment, because somewhere along the way, night stopped being a shelter and became an arena. And it's worth undoing that. For almost the whole history of our kind, night was the safe part. The day was where the danger lived, the work, the strangers, the sun, the endless requiring. And then evening came down like a tide and people drew in close to their fires and their families, and the doors were shut, and dark meant done. Dark meant the world can't reach you now. Nothing more could be asked of anyone until the light returned. Whatever was unfinished stayed unfinished, universally by decree of the sky, and every soul in every house was released at once from being useful. Night was the oldest permission slip there ever was. Your body still remembers this, even if your schedule has forgotten it. That heaviness in your limbs right now, the way warmth gathers under blankets, the way sounds go soft and far away. This is the body keeping the ancient appointment, drawing in toward the fire. It's only the modern mind, with its lit screens and its lists that never sleep, that missed the memo and kept the office open. But the permission is still there, written into the dark itself, and you're allowed to accept it tonight. Look at the dark around you, actually rest your closed eyes in it for a second, and let it mean what it meant for 10,000 generations. Done now. Off duty. Nothing can be asked of you until morning. Not because you finished everything. Nobody ever finished everything, but because the sky has closed the shop, the way it always has. And here's something else the arena story gets wrong. You think of yourself as alone in this night, the last one awake, but the night is not empty. Right now in this same darkness, spread across your town and far past it, other people are lying exactly where you are. The new mother, awake again. The worrier 3 streets over, doing his own 2 a.m. arithmetic. The nurse coming off shift who can't come down. The old man who wakes at this hour every night now and has made a kind of peace with it. The teenager, the traveler, the heartbroken, the simply restless, thousands of them, millions across the turning world, each one lying in their own patch of dark, each one certain they're the only one. You're lying in a crowd, and it's a gentle crowd, and nobody in it is judging anybody's wakefulness because everybody in it knows. Some nights, it helps to send that crowd a little kindness, the way you'd nod to a stranger on a late train, silently in whatever words are yours. May you rest, whoever you are. May the night be soft with you, too. May we all set it down. It costs nothing, and something in the chest unclenches when you do it, because kindness moving outward is the opposite of vigilance, and the body can't do both at once. And save some of it, always, for the person in this bed. You've been so patient tonight, listening, trying, not trying, staying gentle with a loud mind. Somebody should say to you what you'd say to anyone else in this crowd of the awake. So let it be me, and let it be plainly. It's okay. It's okay that you're awake. It's okay that tonight is loud. You're doing this exactly right. There is no wrong way to lie in the dark and wait for quiet. You're allowed to be tired. You're allowed to be human-sized. You're allowed to rest badly sometimes and still be completely, unquestionably fine. And if it should happen, tonight or some other night, that you drift off and then surface again in the small hours, mind rebooting, mid-dark, know this too. Waking in the night is not a malfunction either. For most of history, people slept in two stretches, a first sleep and a second, with a quiet hour of drifting between them. They thought nothing of it. It was just the shape of night. Sometimes your sleep still remembers that old shape. If you wake, you haven't broken anything. It's the same bed, the same permission, the same rules. No clock checking, no arithmetic, no verdicts at the fence. Just the jar set down again, the assistant sent home again, the body found again, weight and warmth and breath. The second sleep comes the way the first did, on its own, through the body, while nobody watches. The dark is on your side. It always was. It's the oldest friend your tiredness has, and it's holding the whole house right now. You and the crowd of the wakeful and everyone already dreaming, all in the same enormous, patient hand. The old Stoics had a habit of mind that fits a sleepless night so perfectly it could have been invented in one. They said that everything you could ever worry about divides cleanly into two piles, the things that are up to you and the things that are not. And they said that nearly all human misery comes from one simple filing error, putting things in the wrong pile, straining to control what was never yours to control, neglecting the little that always was. So let's do the sorting right here, lying down, because the night is a filing error from top to bottom. Is it up to you when sleep comes? No. We've seen that tonight. Sleep is a tide, not a tap. Into the second pile it goes, with the weather and the traffic and other people's opinions of you. Are the thoughts up to you whether they arise, which ones, how many? No again. They come out of the machinery unbidden. You've watched them do it tonight, arriving like trains you never scheduled. Second pile. Is tomorrow up to you tonight from this pillow? Not even slightly. The doors are locked until morning. Second pile. How about the fact that you're awake right now, this hour, this ache of tiredness? Also, not yours. It's already the case. What is, is. Second pile, second pile, second pile. Feel how much of the night just left your hands. Nearly all of it. Nearly everything you've been gripping and steering and forcing since you lay down belongs to the pile marked "not mine" and always did, and every ounce of effort spent on that pile was effort spent trying to move the moon. So what's left? What's actually in your pile? Look how small and friendly it is. Where you rest your attention, that's yours. Not perfectly, but gently, the way a hand can keep returning to a resting place. You've been practicing it all night, platform, breath, warmth, the sound of this voice, yours. How you speak to yourself in the dark, that's yours too. The tone, whether the wakeful hours get met with a snarl or with something kinder. You felt tonight how much that one choice changes, and your posture toward the whole night. That's the last thing in the pile, maybe the biggest. Whether you lie here at war with what is, or lie here letting the night be exactly the night it's turning out to be. Attention, tone, posture. That's the whole estate. Everything else was never yours. And here's what the Stoics knew, the reason they slept. A person tending only their own pile is at peace by definition, because nothing in that pile can be taken from them, and nothing outside it is their charge. You can do your entire job tonight, flawlessly, while wide awake. Rest the attention somewhere soft. Done. Keep the inner voice kind. Done. Let the night be what it is. Done. Complete success, achievable this very minute, no sleep required. And the moment your job is done and known to be done, the strain goes out of the room, and the second pile, funny thing, tends to start behaving on its own. The tide comes in when nobody's hauling at it. It's almost a law. There's a very old prayer, you've heard some version of it, that asks for calm to accept what can't be changed, courage to change what can, and the wisdom to know the difference. People reach for it in the largest crises of their lives, but it was made for 2 a.m. too, maybe especially. Tonight, the wisdom part is easy because the sorting is done. Nothing about this night can be changed by effort, and the only things that respond to you at all, attention, tone, posture, are already resting in your hands, light as 3 small stones. Hold your 3 stones. Set everything else down on the ground where it was always standing anyway. The sleep, the thoughts, the morning, the whole unowned world, and notice it doesn't fall when you let go of it. It never needed holding. It holds itself the way it did before you were born and will after, the way it did last night while you slept and will tomorrow while you work. The universe has never once asked you to carry the second pile. It asks one thing, the same thing the bed is asking now. Tend what's yours, softly, and lean back, and let everything enormous be enormous without you. Attention, tone, posture, warm, kind, and willing. That's a finished night's work, and yours is finished. And whatever happens next is the tide's business, not the shore's. Be fair to yourself about one more thing tonight. Look at the speed you were asked to live today, and then look at how quickly you expected yourself to stop. From the moment you woke, the day ran you at pace. Inputs from the first minute, the phone already talking before your feet found the floor. Then hours of it, messages and tasks and switching, attention snapped from one thing to the next dozens of times before lunch. Decisions stacked on decisions, other people's urgencies arriving in a stream that never once pooled into stillness. A modern day pours more into a head by dinner time than a head was ever built to hold. And it pours it fast, and it doesn't stop pouring until the very minute you set the phone down and turned off the light. And then, having run your mind at highway speed for 16 hours, you lay down and gave it about 4 minutes to reach zero. And when it didn't, when it kept humming and turning like any machine that's been running hot all day, you called it broken. You lay there in the dark, furious at an engine for being warm. But nothing that runs all day stops on a dime. Nothing in nature does. A kettle taken off the flame stays hot long after. Nobody stands over it demanding instant cold. A road stays warm past sundown. A dog that's been racing around the yard circles and circles before it lies down, and circles again. And nobody thinks the dog is malfunctioning. It's just spending the last of its motion. Even a plane landing doesn't simply stop. It needs the whole runway. That long, gradual bleed of speed, wheels down but still rolling, slower, slower, before it can finally turn and be still. Your mind tonight is a landed plane still rolling. The wheels have touched, the day is over, the flight is done, and the momentum is simply spending itself down the runway, exactly as momentum must. The rolling isn't the problem, the rolling is the landing. So give yourself the runway. That's all this stretch of the night is, the part you've been calling failure, deceleration, physics, the ordinary cooling of an engine that served you all day. It was never going to take 4 minutes, not after a day like today, and knowing that changes how these minutes feel. You're not stuck, you're slowing. There's motion left in the machine and it's draining away right now at the only speed it can. And every minute you lie here is a minute of speed you'll never have to lose again tonight. The plane doesn't fight the runway, it just rolls and lets the distance do the work. You can even feel the slowing if you check the way a passenger feels it through the seat. Compare yourself to the person who first lay down tonight, however long ago that was. That person's mind was faster, wasn't it? The thoughts came harder and closer together. The body was tighter, the jaw, the shoulders. Some of that has already drained away while we've been talking, not because you forced it, but because draining is what happens when the input finally stops. No new fuel has entered the engine in all this time. No screens, no tasks, No voices but this slow one. The system is running on yesterday's momentum only, and momentum only ever runs down. You are measurably closer to still than when you started, and you didn't do it. The runway did. So stop checking the speedometer and let the rolling be long if it wants to be long. Some nights the runway is short and you're asleep before you notice the wheels touched. Some nights, after the loudest days, it stretches on. And those nights aren't broken either. They're just proportionate, a long day spending itself the way a big wave takes longer to flatten than a small one. The sea doesn't apologize for its physics, neither should you. Roll on then, warm engine, landed plane, circling dog, kettle, in the cooling dark. Nothing is wrong with you. You're just still moving a little and less with every breath, and the far end of the runway is out there in the dark, closer than it feels, arriving on its own. And if some part of you is still braced, still half certain that tonight is different, that this particular loud night might just go on and never hand you over to sleep at all, then let's look at the one piece of evidence that outweighs everything. Your own record. You have survived every loud night of your life, every single one. Think how many there have been across all the years, the nights before exams and interviews and surgeries, the nights after arguments, the nights of grief, the nights of no reason at all, just noise. Some of them felt eternal from the inside. Some of them, you were sure, absolutely sure at the time, would break you for the next day. And every one of them ended. Not one loud night in the entire history of you has failed to end. The morning came for each of them, indifferent and punctual, and unmade them one after another, after another. You are lying here tonight as the undefeated champion of every dark hour you have ever been through, and tonight, whatever it thinks it is simply the next one in a long line of nights that lost. And it's already losing. That's the thing about a night, it can only move in one direction. Every minute that passes, and they are passing right now, is a minute closer to grey light at the curtains, to the first birds, to the world starting up again with you in it. The night is not a room you're locked in, it's a corridor, and you are being carried down it at exactly 1 minute per minute, no effort required, no door to find. You couldn't stop the morning coming if you tried. Nobody has ever once succeeded in preventing a morning. Whatever else is uncertain in your life, and plenty is, the dawn is not on the list. It is the single most reliable event you will ever be owed, and it is owed to you right now, and it is already being prepared out past the edge of the dark, whether you sleep your way there or breathe your way there. Sleep works the same way. On a looser schedule, it has come for you every night of your life, eventually, late sometimes, after hours of noise sometimes. But look at the record again. You have never once, not in thousands of attempts, permanently failed to fall asleep. The success rate is perfect. Some nights, it simply took the long road, and this may be one of them, and the long road arrives at the same bed. Even tonight, even now, sleep is not lost or withheld or angry with you. It's just out there in the dark, doing its slow approach, the way it always does, circling closer each time you stop watching for it. It has your address. It has never once failed to find the house. There's a phrase people have leaned on for centuries in hard seasons far worse than a sleepless night. This, too, shall pass. It's so worn with use that we forget it's simply, literally true, and never truer than after midnight. This hour will pass. It's passing as I say it. The particular weight of this particular night, the exact noise in your head right now, none of it is permanent, none of it is even stable. It's all draining and shifting and thinning by the minute, the way every night you've ever known has drained and thinned. You don't have to believe the night will be easy. You only have to remember that it will be over, and that on the far side of it, tired or rested, you'll be you again, in the daylight, where everything is smaller, and the whole thing will already be fading the way nights do into something you barely remember by lunch. So let the night be long if it insists. Long is allowed. You've outlasted longer, and you weren't even trying. You were just breathing, which is all outlasting a night has ever required. Lie here in your unbroken record, in your perfect lifetime score against the dark, and let this one wear itself out against you like all the others did. It's just a night. You've beaten every one of them so far by morning without lifting a finger. The odds tonight are what they've always been, entirely, boringly in your favor. There's one more secret about the night mind worth having in your pocket, and it's about the alarming thoughts, the ones with real teeth, not the to-do list, not the replays, but the sudden lurches, the what if something's really wrong, the health worry that blooms out of nowhere, the money fear, the catastrophe reel, the thought that arrives at 2 a.m. with sirens on and demands that you sit up and take it seriously right now. Here's the secret. Your mind is a smoke alarm, and smoke alarms are built on purpose to be wrong. Think about the one in your kitchen. It has gone off in its lifetime for burnt toast, for steam off a pot, for a candle, for dust, for nothing you ever identified. And how many times has it gone off for an actual fire? For most of us, never. Not once in years of shrieking. Is it broken then? No. It's working exactly as designed, because the engineers made a deliberate choice. A smoke alarm that misses a real fire is a catastrophe, but one that cries wolf over toast costs only a few minutes of noise. So they built it twitchy. They built it to err, always, on the side of screaming. 100 false alarms are the acceptable price of never missing the one real thing. Your mind was built by the same engineering a few 100,000 years earlier. The ancestors who heard a rustle in the grass and jumped every time, even though it was almost always wind, lived. The relaxed ones, the accurate ones, the ones who waited for confirmation occasionally got eaten, and their calm genes went with them. You are descended, every one of us is, from the jumpiest survivors, from an unbroken line of false alarm champions, and you carry their smoke detector in your skull. It goes off for toast. It goes off for steam. It goes off at 2 a.m. for a twinge, a memory, a maybe, and it uses the same siren for all of them because it only has the one siren. Full volume is its only setting. That's not your damage, that's your inheritance, and everybody got the same model. Now, what do you actually do when the kitchen alarm goes off and you know it's toast? Notice this carefully, because you already know the move. You don't obey the alarm. You don't evacuate the house, call the fire brigade, treat the shriek as proof of flames. But you don't rip the thing off the ceiling either. You stand there in the kitchen, a little wry, wave a tea towel at it and say something like, "Yes, all right. Thank you, I hear you. It's toast." And you let it finish its noise because it always finishes, and you go on with your evening unevacuated. That's the whole practice for the 2 a.m. sirens. When the catastrophe thought hits with all its urgency and its lights, you don't have to argue with its content. That's evacuating. The debate treats the alarm as evidence, and you don't have to be angry at yourself for having the thought. That's ripping at the ceiling. You just stand in the warm kitchen of this bed and say, "Thank you, I hear you, you're doing your job. It's very likely toast. It has almost always been toast, and either way, nothing is asked of me at this hour. The checking, if any checking is truly needed, belongs to daylight, where the proportions are honest." And then you let the siren wind down on its own, which it does every time, the moment it's acknowledged and not fed. Because here's the last piece, the tender piece. An alarm can't tell the difference between danger and importance. It screams over what matters to you. That's all it knows how to do. Underneath every 2 a.m. siren is just something you love. Your health, your people, your livelihood, your future. The alarm is loud because the love is large. Nothing is on fire tonight. The smoke is toast, the siren is devotion with a bad speaker, and you, the one standing calm in the kitchen, can thank the noisy old thing, faithful and wrong as ever, and turn back to the quiet business of resting in a house that is not and was never burning. And let's put down one more weight while our hands are open, the idea that everyone else is good at this, that out there in the dark, the whole world is sleeping easily, naturally, the way people are supposed to, and you alone are lying here, doing it wrong. Maybe there's even someone beside you tonight, or down the hall, breathing those slow, easy breaths, gone within minutes of the light going off, and something about that soft sound makes your wakefulness feel like a personal failing, as if sleep were a talent and they have it, and you missed the day it was handed out. But sleep is not a talent, and nobody is good at it, because it isn't a performance at all. Nobody falls asleep skillfully. The easy sleepers aren't doing something you're failing to do. They're doing nothing, the same nothing you're learning tonight. It just happens that tonight their engine was cooler than yours when their head touched the pillow. That's the whole difference. Not virtue, not competence, not some deeper calm of character, load and luck and timing. Give the easiest sleeper you know your exact day, your inputs, your worries, this same late hour of thinking, and they'd be lying right where you are, staring at the same ceiling. They have been, in fact. Every easy sleeper has their loud nights. They just don't announce them, the same way you don't. The whole world quietly assumes the whole world sleeps better than it does. And in the morning, no one will ask. Nobody has ever been graded on their night. There's no scoreboard posted anywhere, no tally of who dropped off in 5 minutes and who took 2 hours, no one who thinks less of you for the hours you were awake, because no one will ever know. And there's nothing to know, because nothing was failed. The night is the one arena in your life with no audience, no judges, no standings. You could lie awake till dawn and it would cost you nothing but tiredness, no shame owed, no explanation due. Whatever gets accomplished or not accomplished in this bed tonight, you will walk into tomorrow exactly as entitled to it as every rested person in the building. So if the slow breathing beside you, or the imagined ease of everyone else, has been another small siren in the noise tonight, you can let that one wind down too. You're not behind. You're not the only one. We stood in that wide crowd of the wakeful earlier, and you're not being watched. You're just a person whose engine ran hot today, cooling at the speed engines cool, in a world full of other engines doing the same in the dark. Comparison is a daylight habit anyway. It needs other people to measure against, and look, there's no one here. Just you and the warm dark, and a night that has no opinion of you at all. The night doesn't compare its sleepers. It holds the quick ones and the slow ones exactly the same, all the way to morning. There's one small thing the body knows about quieting that deserves a minute of its own, because it's the only lever in the whole machine that works from the inside, and you've been using it your whole life without noticing. It's the out-breath. You know it already. It's the sigh, the long exhale you make without thinking when something hard is finally over, when the guests leave, when the news is good after all, when you sit down at the end of a long day. Nobody teaches a person to sigh. The body invented it ages ago as its own way of telling itself, it's over now, stand down. Every breath you take actually leans one way or the other quietly. The in-breath rouses a little, that's its job, gathering, and the out-breath releases a little, slowing the heart by a few beats as it goes. All day the two trade evenly. But the body left the lever where you can reach it. Lengthen the out-breath even slightly, and you're speaking the body's own language of all clear, from the inside, in its native tongue. So try it now once, without ceremony. Breathe in ordinary, nothing special, and then let the breath out long, slow, unhurried, letting it take twice the time the in-breath took, letting it trail all the way to its quiet end, and then a small rest there at the empty bottom before the next breath rises on its own. That's all. Do it again if it feels good, 2 or 3 more, in easy out long, like sighs in slow motion. Don't count, don't perform it, don't turn it into another job. The moment it becomes effortful, you've picked the jar up again. Just lean the breathing gently toward its own outdoor, the way you'd lean back in a chair and feel what each long exhale does. Something in the chest steps down a notch. The shoulders sink a little further into the mattress. The belly softens. The hum behind the forehead drops by a degree. You're not imagining it. This is machinery, the oldest machinery you own. The body hearing its own all clear and believing it, because the message came by the one channel it never doubts. Thoughts can argue with words all night. Nothing in you argues with a sigh. Then let even this go and let the breath return to running itself, which it will, a little slower now, a little lower, carrying the lean you gave it. You don't need to manage it for the rest of the night. You just needed to remind the animal once or twice in its own language. It's over now. The day is over now. Stand down. Before we close the night down, come somewhere with me. Not far, just an imagining, slow and easy, somewhere for the mind to rest its eyes now that it's done with words and lists. You don't have to picture it sharply. Dream vague is better. Just follow the shape of it, at walking pace, at night pace. There's a path, and it's night there too, but a kind night, warm at the edges. A crescent moon is up, thin and clean, and the sky around it is thick with stars, more than you ever see from town. The path is soft underfoot, packed earth and moss, and it leads through a stand of tall bamboo, and somewhere ahead there's the small warm light of a stone lantern, and beyond it another, little handfuls of glow spaced out into the dark, so the way is never bright, but never lost. Walk it slowly. There's no destination and no schedule. The path is the point. The bamboo moves a little overhead, that soft, wooden hush, and the air smells like water and green things cooling. Every step you take here is a step with nothing at the end of it, no meeting, no task, nowhere you're late for. Just the next pool of lantern light arriving at its own speed. The path opens after a while onto a meadow, and the meadow is full of fireflies, hundreds of them, low over the grass, blinking on and off, slow as breathing, no pattern, no purpose, just small lights, being small lights, in the dark. Stand there a moment. Notice that nothing here needs you. The fireflies don't need counting. The grass doesn't need tending. The moon doesn't need watching to stay up. This whole place runs itself beautifully on stillness, and it was running like this, just like this, while you were busy today, and it will run like this while you sleep. It's good, somehow, to know that. The world holds places like this open all night, whether or not anyone comes. Further on, the meadow slopes down to water, a lake, wide and still, with mountains dark against the stars on the far side. The moon lies on the surface in a long, thin line, barely trembling. And the water is doing the thing you came here to see, the thing this whole night has been about. It's settling. Whatever moved through it today, wind, boats, weather, is gone, and the lake is smoothing itself out minute by minute from the middle outward, no hands, no effort. By deep night, it will be glass. It always is. Sit down at the edge in the cool grass and watch it do the work. This is what your mind is doing right now, this exact motion, this same unhurried smoothing. You're not imagining a lake, you're watching yourself from the shore. An old stone bridge crosses the stream where it leaves the lake, mossy, low, hung with wisteria gone silver in the moonlight, and past it the path curls back toward wherever sleepers go. That's your way, in a moment. But there's no rush. The lantern light is warm on the water. The fireflies are drifting up the slope behind you like slow sparks. The mountains are doing what mountains do at night, which is nothing, magnificently. Stay as long as you like. This place is always here, this hour, this stillness, and now you know the path. You can come back on any loud night. It keeps no schedule and locks no gate. And when you're ready, not yet, but soon, you can let even this place go soft and unfocused, the lake and the lanterns dissolving into plain, warm dark, because the walk has done its work. Somewhere between the bamboo and the water, you stopped following words. The mind is drifting picture to picture now, loose, wandering, the way minds move in the last minutes before sleep. Let it wander. It can go back to the meadow, or nowhere, or somewhere of its own invention. Dreams are already reaching up for the ends of these images and pulling gently. The bed is the shore now. The covers are the warm grass. The breath is the small waves going quieter, spacing out. And the whole still lake of you is smoothing toward glass in the dark, the way it was always going to, the way it is right now, with nobody doing anything at all. There's one more thing the racing mind deserves tonight before we begin the long, slow drift down, and it might be the last thing you'd think to offer it. A little gratitude for the day it's been chewing on. Because underneath all the noise, a whole day happened to you today. An unrepeatable one. It had light in it somewhere, even if you were too busy to look at it for long. It had at least one small good thing. A taste, a laugh, a song in the car, a moment when somebody was glad you existed, a minute of sun on a wall. The auditor didn't file those, it never does, but they happened, they're in there, part of the finished day now. And the day carried you too, don't forget that part. Your heart beat all the way through it without being asked. Your lungs kept time. Your legs took you everywhere you needed to go. Your hands did 100 small, competent things. Your eyes turned light into a world from the moment they opened. The body ran the whole enterprise faithfully for 16 hours, and it asks only one wage, the one you're finally paying it now. This rest, this dark, this lying still. So before the day goes wherever finished days go, you might simply, silently, let it be thanked. Not a ceremony, just a soft, inward nod, the kind you'd give a decent day at its door. Thank you for what you brought. Thank you for what you taught, even the clumsy parts. Thank you for being carried through. And then the oldest ritual there is, the one every human who ever lived performed at the edge of sleep. Let it go, the whole day. Loosen your hands from around it, the good and the bad of it together, and let it sink down into the past, where it can't be edited anymore. joining the thousands of other days that made you, all of them resting now, all of them quiet at last. And now there's nothing left in your hands at all. Feel that? The day is released. Tomorrow is filed on its own desk, unopened until morning. The list is in the tray, the auditor is off shift, the assistant has gone home, the village has left the fence. Every thread we followed tonight ends here in the same place. Empty hands, a warm bed, and nothing, truly nothing, left to hold. So let the drift begin, at whatever speed it wants. Let your attention go loose and wide now, no more following, no more practicing, even my voice becoming just a texture, a warmth in the dark that you don't need to track. The thoughts will keep flickering for a while, softer and more nonsensical as sleep thins them out, scraps of the day, faces, fragments of sentences that don't finish. And that's the good sign. That's the mind finally taking its shoes off, letting its logic dissolve. You don't need to watch any of it. Let the images float by like things seen from a slow train at dusk, unnamed, unimportant, already half dream. Feel how heavy the body has become while we talked, heavier than an hour ago. The face has gone slack somewhere in the last few minutes, the jaw loose, the space between the eyebrows smooth. The breath is low and slow and belongs entirely to itself now. The bed has all of your weight, all of it, and holds it easily. The way the earth has held every sleeper who ever lay down on it, back and back and back, an unbroken lineage of tired creatures trusting the ground, and the ground never once letting one of them fall. The night will do the rest now. The mud is settling, grain by grain, all through the jar of you. The trains are coming slower into the station and the platform lights are dimming, and somewhere at the bottom of the lake the deep, still water is rising up to meet you. The quiet that was yours before any of the noise began. The house under the weather, the clear under the cloud. You don't have to solve the noise tonight. You don't have to win against your own mind tonight or ever. You don't have to earn the morning. It's already on its way, free of charge, like every morning before it. You don't have to be anything other than what you are right now, a tired, warm, breathing person, sinking into the oldest rest there is. If my voice has helped quiet your mind tonight, then I'm so glad you're here, and I hope you'll come back on the nights you need a softer place to land. But there's nothing to do about that now. Now, there's only the dark and the warmth, and the slow tide going out, carrying the last of the day with it. Rest now. The night has you. There's nothing left to do and nowhere left to be, and no one you have to be when you get there. Just breathe and let go and sleep. You're safe. You're held. You're already home. Good night.